why chasing money disconnects people from their mission. I can speak to this because I have watched people who would rather chase the idea of money and wealth and financial success and forego their mission and then them do full circle and come back to their mission because money might be great to have, but if money is not connected to personal fulfillment, like spiritual fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, what's the fucking point? Because when business gets tough, people opt out, people tap out. And that's why you'll see out there in the world so many people pivoting all of the time. They're doing this and then they're doing that and then they're doing that because they're chasing money. It's like falling on deaf ears because you keep chasing that outcome. You're never going to land in the space of actually that fulfillment, that soul mission, that soul purpose that gives you a level of fulfillment that no bank balance can. So what happened for me with my soul mission, my soul purpose is I had this huge exponential growth, right? I was an accountant, I was doing accounting, I was doing tax, and I loved it. But then when I shifted, like adversity happened, right? Adversity happened and I just had to move with it, roll with it. But when that adversity happened, I surrendered and I actually went inward and was like, well, hang on a second. Maybe God put me on the planet to do something else. Maybe I wasn't here to file taxes. Maybe I'm here for something more, something great, something grand. And look, that's a whole other story. But the thing with this was when I actually geared my business towards what my soul was here to do, what my soul was just born for. Something magical happened, and it didn't matter what my bank account said. I just went through this exponential growth because I started showing up from a place of passion, from a place of purpose, from a place of truth. And when you show up from that space, that's when you can actually create more. That's when you can do more. And then that becomes magnetic because people feel that. It's like it's got a charge, it's got an energetic pattern to it. And you can't fabricate that. You can't even try and create it. It just is. It naturally happens. And then, this whole other journey of truth started unfolding, right? But then the more I was on that journey, the less I focused on money, the less I focused on that financial output or that result in my bank account, because to me, that wasn't the result. The result was the impact of what I do in the world. And I would have people come to me and say, oh my God, Abby, like you really helped me with this. Now, it's not because I went and did anything magical. It was just because I gave them the space. I actually listened to their pain, their trauma, their hurt, their passion, I actually gave them the space to be held in that. And then they're like, oh, there is an option, right? There is, and it doesn't matter what that option is, public, private, like fuck, who even cares anymore? I'm not going to say anything about that because what really matters is what's at the core of your essence, like what your soul is born for. When we align to our soul mission, we align to our truth, what we were literally born here to create and do on this world, that's it. And when you're here for impact and you're here for change and you're here to do better, create better, you're here for service, like the soul mission is the answer. So like everyone keeps coming to me and they're like, Abby, help me with my tax, help me with my tax. I'm like, sure, but what's on your heart? What's actually on your heart? If I could just wave my magic wand and say, you don't have a single financial worry in the world. You don't need to worry about what's coming in. You don't need to worry about the future. You're totally provided for. You're totally taken care of. We don't need to stress about the past. It's clean, it's tidy, like line in the sand, done and dusted. Now what? And the problem is people can't connect to that because of the past or because of the future. And we're worried about what the war is going to, how fuel and resource, like you're worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. It doesn't matter. Or, oh my God, I haven't lodged my tax in 3 years, or I haven't done this, or I haven't. It doesn't matter. What matters is here. What matters is now. Because if I wave my magic wand and said, you've got no worries in the world, you've got unlimited resources, what are you going to do? Now, there's some people that are going to go, well, I'm going to go on a holiday and I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to get a car and I'm going to get this. And it's self, 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 self. There's so many people in the world that want to fill up their own cup because they've spent an entire life emptying that cup. And they think that all the things that they get, the house, the car, the holidays, the this, the that, like, trust me, I've worked with these people. I know who they are and bless them. I love them. But you're filling up your own cup because your cup is empty. When you genuinely have a full cup, that stuff dissipates. It doesn't matter. And yeah, okay, you can have a good house, you can have a good car, you can do the trips, and you can do like life starts to shape shift, life starts to alchemize in a different way. So let's forget that for a second too and go, well, my cup is full. Now what? And that's where the soul purpose lies. The soul purpose lies where it doesn't matter what you have or what you don't have. What do you want to do in the world? What's the impact that you want to leave? And a soul mission isn't what you do. The soul's mission is the byproduct of how people feel because of what you do. That is who you are and how you're impacting. And the most beautiful realization that I've even had over the last couple of weeks, because I'm so business focused all the time. I'm so like, let's create a business, let's create the revenue, let's do all the thing. And I've been humbled in that because I lost my grandmother and it was the most devastating thing. Like words can't even describe the devastation that has been felt across my family from her loss. And she was a mother. She didn't have a business. She didn't have a legacy that I would have explained legacy. But through this experience in our family reconnecting and looking at all of her children and all of her grandchildren and all of her great grandchildren, and she was the nucleus of this family. Like this wouldn't exist if it wasn't for her. She is part of it. And her legacy was her children. And she's created these little legends, myself included. But she's created these little legends, and her legacy was her children, and just to love her children and support her children. And I speak to mothers, and I speak to, I think it gets forgotten how important the role of a mother to love her children and support them in whatever they choose unconditionally because you brought that life into the world. And the most important day of your life is not the day you were born. It is the day you were born, sorry. And the second most important day of your life is the day that you learn why you were born. There comes a point where you've just got to choose your life and what life are you choosing? And those people who feel a calling, they feel something inside of them. They feel they're here for more. I'm here for those people because it's those people that create more, that do more, that be more, that have more, that share more, right? It's not about having more to be significant. It's having more to have the resources to create the changes because I'll tell you now, our world's pretty fucked and we need some serious changes and it takes resources. So money is the byproduct of you being in your soul mission so that we can have the resources to create the changes that we want to see in the world. Because unfortunately, we just live in this world that is governed by these financial structures. So learning the game of money and learning how to alchemize your essence so that more money can flow, that's a very nuanced journey that I can't explain. All I can do is be a light for others. Because if I can do it, if I can alchemize more resources so that we can create changes, then so can you. Because I was just this little blonde accountant that I was in debt to my eyeballs. I had no idea. I was just moving through life, doing the best that I could, thinking that I was being a good little girl. But I guess back then I felt I was here for more. I wanted to do more. I want to revolutionize the accounting industry because all of this nonsense in compliance and just churn and burn of like there's so much more to business and life than this. And a lot of accountants, they don't like what I share or what I say or what I do. And maybe because it questions, where does your heart lie? With your license or with your clients? But it doesn't have to be either or. I just chose that I wanted to help people in a very different way. So what are you choosing? And if money, let's just take money off the table. Like, what would you choose? And what would you keep choosing? No matter what's thrown your way. Because it's what you keep choosing is what will be. And we live in such a disposable economy. If something doesn't work when I did this, so it's like this conditional attachment everyone has to money. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to show up like this and I'm going to do this and I expect results like this. So that when they don't get that result, they get pissed off. And then they blame the universe or they blame the strategy or they blame the coach or they blame and it's like you're missing the point. That was, you're making conditions with the universe. You're like making it transactional, and the universe does not work like that. It's not transactional. When I give in one space, I know I will receive in another. It's unconditional. And we have to show up in our soul mission and our soul purpose in that unconditional energy because that's what the love is. No matter what, we're devoted to this mission. And it might get hard and it might be tough. And I tell you how many times I've wanted to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I am human. I have struggled immensely. But the one thing that has kept my light shining bright is that, well, fucking flame, excuse the French, of my mission. I'm here for something greater. I'm here to revolutionize the accounting industry. And it looks different and it sounds different and it doesn't make sense and people don't get it. And I get called crazy and da 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 da, all the things. But that's okay because doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the mere definition of insanity. Isn't that what Einstein says? So I've done something differently and I get called crazy. And maybe one day they'll say that I'm not crazy, but who cares? Just give me more airtime. The more people hating on me saying I'm crazy means I'm getting more airtime and my legacy is living on. We can't be swayed by these things. Use it as power to drive your legacy further because that's what it's for. Well, I wasn't prepared for this, but it just has flown out so effortlessly. No hair, no makeup. I look like I need to wash my hair. Crazy. Who cares? Who cares? It's all beautiful. It's not about the look, it's about the message. And the message is this. There is no sole purpose out there that is better or worse. There is no one mission that is more important than another. If you are working towards change, if you're a change maker, if you're a light worker, a light leader, if you are part of the waves of ascension, whether you're a healer, whether you're an accountant, whether you're, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are. We all have such an important role to play. The collective is waking up, it is ascending, no matter what. And you're either in the game, on the field, playing, or you're sitting in the sidelines watching everyone else play. And that's okay too. And I think I just made that decision of like, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna do my bit and just keep showing up from that place. Because the more you keep showing up from that place, every day the ripple effect of your legacy is felt. And you cannot put a dollar figure on that. Because in the conversations that you then have a conversation, and then that person goes and has a conversation, and then that person has a conversation. I know the ripple effects of my work, the effect that that has, and the ripples that go out. Like I can't possibly conceive it, nor do I want to, nor do I want to. Because if just one person makes that courageous decision to step into their legacy and step into that courage and that power and move forward, then job done, job done. And if my children grow up feeling empowered to start their business and be little change makers too, job done. Thank you. I rest easy knowing my job is done here. There is nothing more I need to do. I just get to be me. And how refreshing is that? There's no stress, there's no pressure, there's nothing to get, nothing to be, nothing to do. It's just, it's always unfolding. So, where do we want to go from here? If you want to sit with your legacy, if you want to sit with your mission, if you want to uncover it, if you want to work with me and do these things, I'm here and I'm available. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here for. Missioned souls. And I have my soul streams where I will connect with you, connect with your legacy, connect with your essence, and we will uncover that blueprint. Or we can sit in the space together. Amazing things happen when we create the space for your legacy to land. So my next immersion coming up in April. It's filling. Oh my goodness. There are the ways that we can sit in the space if you're interested. If not, I just hope that this podcast has sparked something for you. That's what I want, that spark to be ignited. Doesn't mean you have to work with me. Just choose that mission, choose that spark, choose that charge, and run with it. It's powerful. Even the smallest flame can defy the greatest darkness. And that spark inside of you, that's what it's here for. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. It's 222. Let's close this down, beautiful humans. And I will see you, or you will see me, and tuning in for the next podcast in a few weeks. Thanks for listening, guys.